Good evening, family and friends. I'd just like to say a few words before I spend the next 50 odd years listening. So this one may be a long one. I'd like to start by saying thank you all for coming here to share our special day, especially to those who made the effort to come from far away. Every one of you has had to travel to be here today, and we are extremely grateful. I'm so glad that you're all here to witness our marriage today, because if you didn't see it with your own eyes, I don't think you'd have believed that a guy like me would have landed a girl like this. When it comes to talking about my bride's good points, where do I start? She's intelligent, generous, hardworking, popular, and most of all, a brilliant judge of character. I'd just like to say how absolutely beautiful you look tonight. I'm so in awe of your happiness, energy, positivity, and love for life, and cannot thank you enough for how amazing you've been to me for the past 6 years. I'd happily spend the next 10 minutes talking about you, but I should probably get to thanking a few other people as well. There's sadly some people who are no longer with us, whom we both love. I'm sure they would have their glasses filled and cheering us on from up above. They're not only in our thoughts today, but more importantly, they're with us in our hearts. This is a long speech here, be prepared. I'd like to say thank you to my parents, who put up with me for all these years. You've both been there for me when I've needed you, and given me a wonderful start in life. I'm very fortunate to have you as my parents growing up. When I was 18 and sitting for VCE, that's the A-levels in Victoria, I finally figured out my mum. She hated me going out to parties and weekends. Apparently I needed to study. So I made her a deal she didn't think I could fulfill. If I was acing all my subjects, she'd have to allow me to go to any party I wanted to go to, anytime. She upped the bet. She said that if I could ace all my subjects, she would drop me and pick me up at any time, whatever time. And she did. Mum, over the years you've helped Bunny and me more than we deserve. You've sacrificed your time, your career for us. You've really seen me through thick and thin, and should undoubtedly receive a medal for endurance and patience with me. You were tough on me growing up, but I needed that kick in the butt anyway, right? Dad, thank you for being the bank. You did cancel my supplementary credit card at a much younger age than you canceled Bunny's, but I'm not going to hold that against you. Thank you for taking me to countless business meetings, oil palm adventures, and explaining a ton of random things to me. It's actually been really handy in this part of life now. Mum and Dad, I love you guys very much. Bunny, you've undoubtedly made me a stronger and better person. From beating me up when I was tiny, to making me at the age 5 watch Stephen King's It every single weekend. I have a phobia of clowns because of her. To not letting me into my own bedroom because I couldn't say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Boom! We've had our ups and downs, and I'm sure we'll continue to do so. But it's been a fun ride for the most part, and I'm glad to say we've had more ups and downs in recent years. I love you. To Uncle Amrajit and Auntie Sylvia, thank you for raising a beautiful, funny, charismatic, on a good day intelligent, on most days stubborn daughter. I'll leave you two to argue who she gets those traits from. Thank you for giving me the blessing to marry your beautiful daughter. Most of all, thank you for welcoming me into the family, even well before this weekend. I'm lucky to call you my in-laws, and now my mum and dad too. Sorry that you got the short end of the stick for this deal though. Events like these don't just happen. We've been planning this wedding for well over a year now. When I say we, I actually just mean Sabby and Cher. Cher, this weekend would not have been possible without you. You've been tremendous support. Sorry for all the headaches, dramas, and lack of sleep. Thank you. To all those planning events in future, Sabby and Cher are happy to provide some quotations. On to the best man, Josh. It must have been hard for you to see a newer, better-looking version of yourself when I was born. That didn't stop you from always being the best brother out there. We grew up with everyone comparing us on a daily basis, whether it be sport, mannerism, academic achievements, but that never ever created any competition or jealousy between us. I've been trying to think over the last few days of when's the last time we fought, and what I realized is I couldn't recall a single time we fought. That in itself speaks volumes of our bond. There's no one else I'd rather have by my side this weekend. Pam, you've taken my side in arguments most times. There's clear favoritism, and I'm not complaining one bit. You've also never hesitated to point out when I've done something wrong. In fairness though, that doesn't happen very often, because I'm rarely ever wrong. I couldn't ask for a better full-time little sister, part-time grandma. Thank you for being one of my supporters in life. There wouldn't be a Gucci gang without Gucci. Chacha Gurch, you've been a solid rock for all the Marn kids growing up in Melbourne, not just me. We're an odd, crazy bunch at times, but that's what keeps it interesting. You've never imposed yourself, but you're always there when needed. You've found that perfect balance somehow. Thank you, and I love you. To all my uncles and aunts, blood or otherwise, thank you for always being there for me. You've all come to my aid in big and small ways. From Auntie Rani picking me up and dropping me to countless tuitions, from Tayaji and Taiji getting me my first pair of football boots, to Chacha Peji and Chacha Shiv always making sure I have the best brunches in Singapore, to Mama Ranjit and Charanjit Mamaji for helping me with last-minute wedding shopping, to Uncle Sohan and Auntie Kalwan, fending off desperate Punjabi parents at functions trying to marry off their daughters. The list goes on. You all know who you are. A massive thank you for your warmth throughout these years. Thank you so much, guys. Someone once told me that finding your wife is not about finding the perfect person, or for your soulmate necessarily. It's about finding someone with whom you have core compatibilities and share the same vision. When it comes to important values, I missed the punctuation. It's about being able to sit and talk together, the ability to admit fault, and to resolve conflicts. And it got me thinking, you know what, it's quite right. Sabby always forgives me when she's wrong. The last couple of months, people have kept asking me if I'm nervous. Of course I was. Nervous about all these events across 3 cities. Nervous if the bride would show up. Nervous about the weather. Nervous about running out of time to get everything sorted. To be honest, even nervous about this speech. But there was one thing I was never nervous about. I've never had a single doubt about getting married to you has been one of my best decisions in life to date. The best decision to date. Sadly, my beautiful bride, before we married, I was incomplete. Now I can say for certain, I am finished. Thank you all. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Drink, be merry. Without further ado, I'm going to pass to my wife, and I'm going to start getting used to talking a bit less.
Just for reference, he didn't run it by me at all.
My first speech.
Dear family, I say family because every one of you is family to us. Thank you for coming all the way this weekend to share this wonderful experience with us. It's been memorable, and I hope it's been memorable for you too. I have been worrying about today for months, not about the groom turning up, but all the little things like the venue, the setting, the decor, the flowers, and actually just all of it, to be honest. But I can say now that it has been the best weekend of my life. Everything has fallen into place brilliantly, and I could not have asked for a better weekend. The weather held all weekend, and while we were roasting under the sun today, you are all great sports for being there with us, so thank you. Going as the last speech for this wedding, most of what I had penned down has already been said by others. Hence, I had to change my speech 2 minutes before running down. However, a special thanks to those who have traveled extra miles to celebrate Galvin and I. It's been beautiful how we have family from all corners of the globe here today in Phuket, not even a hometown of either of us. Both our parents have mentioned all the countries that we represent in this room, and I am very, very thankful. Some of you have asked me throughout this weekend why we chose Phuket as our destination for our wedding. The resort says it all, and I'm sure you agree. We fell in love with this property when we first visited a year ago, and since then we just worked around convincing our parents to come and support us, sourcing a very good team who has put this whole thing together, and putting our ideas together. To top it off, Phuket was actually our first trip together since we were going out. For this next bit, if I do take longer breaks in my speech, please excuse me. I'm going to start off with my new family, and for reference, there is no preference in who I choose to speak about first. On a personal note, I would especially like to thank my new in-laws, Uncle Mahinda, Auntie Manjit, and both the extended families for having done everything well to make me feel welcome since Galvin and I began our journey nearly 6 years ago. In fact, every time I meet a new family member, it has always been an extremely warm experience. Thank you. A special thank you for giving Galv away so willingly this morning. A bit too willing, if you ask me. I come from a very small family, as most of you have known throughout this weekend. And I now look forward to getting used to big family functions, the Mans and the Guilds, and to getting to know all of you a lot better. I'll also like to add, this is note especially to Uncle Mahinda. Just like my mother-in-law, I will be keeping my surname as Gil, unless it's convenient to raise the Man surname in certain circumstances. of honor, my darling sister, my twin, some may say. You are a true blessing. This weekend wouldn't have been possible without you. From planning, taking control, making me sleep, making my life so much easier, you have single-handedly made this weekend tremendous. Everybody, please put your hands together for my sister, Cher. The perfect friend and sister anyone could ask for. I am grateful that biology has rendered you my permanent, or I would say everlasting ally. Ash, my older sister. I know we have our differences from time to time, but having you here today by my side, in my squad, really completed the day. I may not say this enough, but I love you both so, so much. Ash, thank you for taking the time to be here. It means a lot, and I know you have to leave early, but you'll be missed. To my small immediate family on my mom's side, and now on my right side, Grants, Grand-Uncle Noel, and Uncle Rolf. I may not show it all the time, but you are very special to us. You have always been there for us as a family, and I want you all to know you are so loved. I appreciate your travel here, and it has just been great having a grandparent figure with me. Yeah, I know, Galvin's speech was a lot of laughing. So that's the only way I'm going to make you laugh. It is unfortunate that Nanaji and my Manji are not here with us today, but they're definitely cheering us on. Yeah. And I'm very sure they would approve of you, Gal. San, Sue, of course, little Evie, who's now gone to bed, Wendy, and Mark, who is not here with us today, but was in KL for the celebrations. My only first cousins. Yes, I told you, small, very small. And now growing with cousin-in-laws. I love you guys to bits and was so happy knowing that you were taking the time to be here with me. Sen, you rocked your multiple roles, despite not doing any of it before. I wouldn't have wanted anyone else there, as you've always been my brother. So thanks, bro. It's been great having us all together after I can't even count how long. And time here has just flown by. Sunita, your support has been out of this world. Though we live in different countries, I love how things have never changed for us. Don't cry. Thank you for putting up with Cher and I as roomies this weekend. Despite sleeping for an hour or two, it's been great fun. I love you, and I love you all. Uncle Manor, Auntie Nasib, Suk, Kieran, Jal, Jug, Tak, Amajit, Jaspreet, and my little flower girls today, Harbir, and our latest addition to the family, Nasib. You have been our biggest support system around the clock, regardless of day or place. I don't know what we would do without you guys. You're our family, and I'm so grateful for all of you. Mama and Papa, there are no words adequate enough to say thank you. So instead, I would like to say I love you completely, unconditionally, and forever. As I was writing this, tears were streaming down my eyes, and I was telling myself, please don't cry on stage, but oh no. Mommy, your love, affection, strength, kind-heartedness, and sense of adventure is overwhelming. To answer the question, who's more adventurous? It's me, because I get it from you. You put everyone before you, always encouraged us and made time for us. Ash and Sher can vouch for this too. You're always up for anything and everything between busy schedules, well, within reason, of course, and never miss the little touches to make us comfortable and attended to our every need. But here's the best